What is up, everybody? My name is Chew, or maybe on Twitter or YouTube, you know me better as Father Dynasty. I'm here to talk 3 Jake Ferguson related Dynasty trades, and I'm pulling all of these from dynastydaddy.com. I am not affiliated with them, but I do think they are a tremendous tool, not just the trade finder, a number of other things to kind of compare yourself to the rest of the leagues you're in on different platforms. Really just cool tools and cool stuff they have on there, but I love the trade finder. You're able to actually customize it to team, number of starters, PPR, premium, that kind of thing. So helpful to really get that real data across real Dynasty leagues happening now. So go ahead and check that out. But Jake Ferguson, after week 9, heading into week 10, 10.4 fantasy points per game, and that is in 8 games. Compares pretty similarly to Dallas Goedert, who's down with an injury now, at 10.1 points per game. Thus far, he has finished top 10 in 4 weeks, and that includes a tight end 6 finish in week 9. In terms of keep, trade, cut, just understanding what the masses may think of him, they see him as the tight end 15 in Dynasty. That is 1 behind Pat Freiermuth and 1 ahead of David Njoku. And I've got him ranked as my tight end 13 in Dynasty. And if you're interested, go ahead and check out the rest of my Dynasty rankings over at goingfor2.com. But jumping into the first of the trio of trades, deal number 1, 12-team start 10 PPR no tight end premium. This one's pretty cut and dry. Jake Ferguson for a 2025 second. Love it when a deal's just this simple, player and a pick, and I'll take the pick. I think at this point, again, I had him ranked as the tight end 13 in Dynasty. Jake Ferguson is someone who I was buying pretty heavy in most of my leagues that I could get him tail end of last season. He's shown out a little bit. Dalton Schultz, of course, ended up cutting bait and running to the other Texas team, going to the Houston Texans, and between Jake Ferguson and Peyton Hendershot, I know the NFL draft threw a bit of a wrench into things when they went ahead and drafted Luke Schoonmaker in the second round, but I believe in Jake Ferguson. I believe in his connection with Dak Prescott, and it's paid off handsomely. But as many people know and understand in Dynasty or in fantasy in general, if you don't have one of the big couple, the Travis Kelce, the Mark Andrews, and could even extend that into T.J. Hockenson possibly, then there's a wide range where you can kind of just stream and figure it out. And if I'm essentially trading away someone like Jake Ferguson and stream elsewhere, and I still get to go ahead and net a 2025 second, I'm doing that 10 times out of 10. Always comfortable to get draft capital for somebody who is playing well, but who ultimately is replaceable with streaming players. So, jumping into deal number 2, 12-team start 9 PPR half-point tight end premium. So this deal's a little bit bigger. So we've got Christian Watson, a 2024 first, a 2024 third, and a 2024 fourth. All that for Jake Ferguson and Javonte Williams. Now, this one was a little bit tougher, mostly because I'm a big Javonte Williams fan. Coming out of his draft class, I did actually have him ahead of Travis Etienne in terms of dynasty ranking, rookie rankings, that sort of thing. They both have had their injuries thus far. Travis Etienne is having a stellar year in Jacksonville. Javonte Williams, of course, coming back from injury this year, and the Broncos still being a bit of a question mark at this point. But overall, I mean, I'm leaning towards the Christian Watson side. I know he's had some boom games last year. Now under the arm of Jordan Love, who I'm not a believer in, hasn't been too hot. Christian Watson himself has also battled injury this year, and when he's been healthy, it hasn't been great. But I would say, considering what the rest of that receiving core looks like, I think Christian Watson, it's not like he's going to lose his job anytime soon. It's just, when can he stay healthy and when can he be productive with Jordan Love as the quarterback? Big question mark for sure. I'm willing to roll the dice on that if it means that I also get a 2024 first, and then the third and the fourth are nice little throw-ins. And, when I'm looking at this, it is disappointing to send away Javonte Williams if I'm that guy, but if I'm sending away the wide receiver and the tight end to get a boom bust wide receiver who's only in his second year and a couple of more picks, especially a 2024 first, I'm comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with what I can do with that if Christian Watson doesn't work out and I need to pair him with one of these picks or do something after this to get some value with that 2024 first if I'm not trying to make the pick itself. So last but not least, and this is one that's exciting because it involves one of the big three I was talking about. So 12-team, start 9, half-point PPR, no tight end premium. That's what makes this a bit of a wrinkle here. Mark Andrews for Jake Ferguson and a 2024 first. So with no tight end premium, I can understand why this makes this a bit tougher to, Mark Andrews or Travis Kelce for that first. I know it's, I hesitated a bit when I looked at this thinking, you're getting a 2024 first, and you're getting Jake Ferguson, a guy who you can stream as tight end. But if I'm looking at this and I think about once Travis Kelce is no longer in the league, if that's in the next year or 2 years, this is Mark Andrews NFL at that point for fantasy's sake. And I really think that, with this deal, even with it being no tight end premium, I am more comfortable in taking Mark Andrews. Again, unless we're saying that this 2024 first, and again, this is super flex, is definitively going to be top 2, top 3. Otherwise, if it's just a general maybe mid to late, 2024 first, it's Mark Andrews. I'm taking that. I get the production. I do think there is still some flexibility in terms of trading it later on, but I always get Larry in non-tight end premium leagues. Are you able to actually get a first for one of those big 2, big 3? But it is start 9, so I do understand that I need to have more superstars in my lineup. And do I really think I'm going to get a superstar from that 2024 first? If it's top 3, yeah. If it's not, I'll take Mark Andrews. So that wraps it up for this trio of trades relating to Jake Ferguson. Go ahead, subscribe, jump down in the comments. Let me know what you think, maybe what you would do if it's something different in any of these 3 trades. And go ahead, if you are actually sending out trade offers for Jake Ferguson currently, or if you maybe had a deal recently done with Jake Ferguson, go ahead and throw it down in the comments. Love to talk about it. And if you're interested in some more merch, because I'm sure you don't have merch from anyone else, let me go ahead and provide that to you. And go ahead and check out in the description. Got a link to the merch store for Father Dynasty. Got the Dynasty Daddy sweatshirts. I know it's getting cold out there, fall going to winter, so go ahead and jump on that. Father Dynasty, just a classic t-shirt. Sometimes you got to be classic with it. And last but not least, I traded the 101, one of my favorites. Always a good conversation starter, assuming they play Dynasty Fantasy Football and even know what the hell I'm talking about. But yeah, go ahead and check those out. And between now through the Super Bowl there in 2024, use the code use the code Daddy10, and you will get 10% off of your order. So go ahead and get that, and happy Dynasty.